Counselor? There's a raccoon stuck in the vending machine.
That's so annoying. I wanted a snack.
Welcome to Trail Mix.
Our mini episodes from Camp Counselors podcast.
Each week, the stories come from you, our Camp Shady Birch campers.
We want to hear your juicy gossip,
Top secret confessions,
embarrassing and scary stories.
and sprinkle in our sage counselor advice.
Trail Mix is for the campers.
And God, do we love ya.
Hey, happy campers.
Welcome back to Trail Mix.
This is our mini episode where we read listener submitted stories brought to you by listeners just like you.
Thank you.
you.
Welcome back to every single person watching this show, listening to this episode, except for David Harbor.
Oh,
Like the ship has come into the harbor.
and sank right to the bottom.
Wait, if you've been living under a rock, what? Because have you guys been hearing whose new album?
Lily Allen.
Lily Allen dropped a new album, and I've been seeing it all over socials. And I was like, wait, not this UK pop girly from yesteryear revitalizing her career with an album that everyone's talking about. Like, I like Lily Allen. I don't know if I love Lily Allen, but the way that pop culture has been nonstop talking about this new album.
I honestly kind of forgot she existed.
And it's hard because there's a turnover in the industry.
Oh, I know. And I was a big Alan head back in the day. I was a big Alan alien. I was a Lilliputian Lily head. And I loved her back in 2006, 2007, push in 2009. And after that, I don't know. It just kind of all fell off the rails for me.
I forgot about her until she started dating David Harbour, who, if you don't know who that is, he is one of the actors who's in Stranger Things. He plays Jim Hopper. And that's what's confusing me. It's the Hopper and the Harbour. It's kind of weird.
It is very confusing.
But I remember seeing that they started dating because his star was on the rise truly as he was doing Stranger Things. And then I saw a little blip in the industry, kind of social media news of pop culture, that they broke up. I don't even know how long, 6 months ago, a year ago. I don't even care. I didn't care. But you know who cared? Lily cared. And the reason why I'm even talking about an album on this episode is because very rarely do we hear an actual honest account of how a couple breaks up. Taylor Swift is the queen of is it her? Is it him? Is it about this? I've changed all the names. I'm twisting the story, and I'm never going to tell you if this truly is what it's all about. When it came to Lily Allen writing this album about her toxic ex, I have never heard an artist just be so honest about exactly why they broke up and how much of a scumbag this man is. And it was one of those albums. I was listening to songs today with you, and my mouth was on the floor.
Yeah, there were a couple. Who the fuck is Madeline? Let's say that. I mean, we know who it is because we looked it up, and that is not her real first name. But what I understand, and this could be incorrect, but I think that they were separated by possibly the ocean. I'm not sure if she was in the US when this happened.
She said, I bought a house in New York with him. And then she got the play offer in the West End. And then he said, don't you have to audition for that? And that really pissed her off. So when she got the job to do the play in the West End in London, she left him in New York. And apparently during that process, there was some sort of arrangement that she speaks about in the song that if you're going to sleep with somebody, make sure it's no one that you actually know and there's no actual feelings. Well, in the song, we find out that he was actually sleeping with one of the costume designers on the set of Stranger Things.
Allegedly.
And she goes, well, I don't think it's allegedly. I think it's pretty much confirmed at this point. And I think this is the one time where I don't think we really have to worry about saying allegedly, but we'll say it once, allegedly. Everyone's saying it's that one girl. And I just thought, for the campers who are addicted to gossip like me, this is going to feed your soul. And I just really wanted to get this out there, that this if you haven't heard it yet, it's really great, but it's also so juice.
It really is juicy. And it's sad for her that, this is how it came out, but she's going to be laughing all the way to the bank. And I mean, I think when you start, I'm not trying to yuck anyone's yum, but when someone suggests doing an open relationship, and what I believe is that she wasn't super into it, but I don't know the full story, but I think that's when things start running amok. That's when it gets messy and sticky.
I think we can really champion her because he seemed like a bad dude and he didn't treat her right. And she's been putting out some music for a couple years now that really hasn't stuck in my years.
No, this sounds like her old stuff that I actually enjoyed. Like I don't think there were many skips on this album.
So if she's going to go through this pain, I'm hoping there's some massive success because I can't. Everyone's talking about it.
Yeah,
so,
it's going to be successful.
If you haven't heard it yet, and just put it on and just really listen to the words. You don't have to really dig in between the meaning. She's just going to tell you what happened in a song form. It's kind of incredible. So that's how we're going to start off today's episode. That's your little homework, campers, ahead of our Wednesday episode. But this episode is really about you guys. We have some incredible stories this week.
Yes, we do. I've got a story about a camper who wanted to change the song, but changed her life instead.
I have a camper story about a camper. She has Sunday scaries. And but it takes a quite cheesy turn.
And a story about a camper and her unhinged bunkmate.
Let's get into it.
Get out of the water and onto the dock. You're not going to believe what I just heard. Welcome back to Gossip Doc. This is the part of the show where we gossip. Hello. And it's kind of coming off the tail end of the top of this story. Okay, let's get into it. If you want us to read your story on this program, go to campcounselorspodcast.com or send us an email to campcounselorspod@gmail.com. Our dedicated camper writes in, "Hey, happy counselors.
Hey.
Though this was my own scary story, I think it's best served under Gossip Doc, but I'll let Sandwich decide. Names have been changed. So this happened a few years ago, and I have finally emotionally healed enough to share. At the time of our tale, my fiancé Kian and I had been dating for 2 years, engaged for a few months. Things were going good, but his job required him a few travel days. But finally, it was my time to travel. My friend from college, Olivia, was having her bachelorette party in Ocean City, Maryland. I've been there. I went on a bachelor party there. It's only a 3-hour drive from where I live, but it's traveling nonetheless. I hadn't met most of her childhood friends or cousins who were joining us, but everyone got along great and we all had a lot in common. Some had more than I thought. On one day, we were all in the backyard enjoying drinks in the pool, and my phone was playing music on the Bluetooth speakers. Zachariah. Shout out JBL.
Hey, JBL is good to me. Period. But hey, it's a really great product. I support it.
It is. It's like what other Bluetooth speakers are out there, you know?
The babe.
Oh,
I can't say that. Redacted.
No, we're going to redact that. The girls weren't into Ice Spice. Okay, you're not even the fart.
You know what though? Sometimes when it comes to that song, like sometimes I'm not into it, but on a bachelor, is it bachelorette party?
It's a bachelorette party.
Yeah, it's like, hello,
like just get with it.
You get with it.
Okay, so this one girl, we'll call her Jenna, had too many song requests. But
that's Stop asking to put on music. Like, do you want to take over?
Take over.
Because you're actually pissing me off now.
Take over.
Come on, put on Florida.
But my phone was up on the deck and I was not getting out of the pool to put on Black Eyed Peas. So I told her she could put on whatever she wanted. Got to keep the party happy. I told Jenna my passcode, 7777. It has been changed since, so you have my permission to share. Jenna changes the song. I'm basically playing mermaids with Olivia's cousin, downing sun cruisers, and we're just having a girl's girl of a time. But when Jenna got back to the pool, something was off in the water.
Why was she going through her phone?
Out of the corner of my eye, I see Jenna swim over to Olivia, and the two begin slyly talking. Call it a girl's intuition, but I can tell it's about me. I can't hear them, but whatever Jenna has just told Olivia had Olivia shocked.
Our camper has like the George Washington hair right now in the pool.
Yeah, she's like, no, what are they saying over there?
I think they're speaking about me. I have a feeling.
Olivia gets out of the pool and asks if anyone needs a drink.
Me.
Even though she had an unopened can next to her. Okay, am I overthinking or is something happening? The two walk over to the cooler, and this other girl comes over to me to chat. Of course, I'm trying to keep up conversation, but I want to see what this Jenna girl is up to because as they pretend to dig through the cooler, they keep nonchalantly looking at me. Something is definitely up. Later in the night, we were getting ready to go out, and Olivia comes into the bathroom while I'm doing my hair. She asks how me and my fiancé Kian are doing, and I tell her we're good, etc. Then Jenna enters. They say they have something they have to tell me. Okay, what's up? Jenna tells me that she's been talking to a guy on Hinge and she's pretty sure it's my fiancé, Kian.
Oh no, because it was the background of the phone?
Jenna said that when she went to change the song on my phone, she saw my engagement photo as my background and recognized my fiancé.
Oh my God, this is awful.
She has to be fucking with me. There's no way Kian would be cheating on me. He's not the type. My stomach dropped. She didn't seem like she wanted to open up into details, so I started grilling her with questions. She said he had deleted his Hinge profile, but went to her texts. I opened the contact info, and there it was, Kian's phone number. And within their text thread, Kian had sent some explicit pics. There was no doubt about it. I recognize that overly used purple devil emoji. I recognize that bathroom. I recognize that dick.
No, because the thing is, you always know.
Apparently, on some of his out-of-town trips, Kian was hooking up with Jenna and God only knows how many other women. A gut punch. I broke. It's honestly a blur, but I cried and I wanted to throw up. The other girls came in and comforted me, and they even offered to stay in for the night. But no, fuck that.
Period.
It was Olivia's weekend, and I'd be damned if Kian's lying ass ruins that for her. I'll deal with the rest when I get home. It's been about 3 years now, and I haven't seen Jenna since Olivia's wedding. And looking back, I'm kind of grateful that everything unfolded the way that it did. I was surrounded by women I barely knew who showed me such kindness.
Oh.
If any of the girls from Olivia's bridal party happen to be campers, thank you for being there for me that weekend. You didn't even know me, but you made me feel safe and seen in one of the hardest moments of my life. And to Jenna, thank you for your honesty. You probably saved me years of heartache, and because of that, I'll always be thankful. I literally have like goosebumps right now. And don't worry about me, counselors. I have a new man with a much prettier dick. Love the pod. Can't wait to see you both at the DC show in February. Signed, the former fiance in cabin 5.
Oh, that took a really sad turn, but what an incredible silver lining. Like,
no, truly.
Girlhood. The girls had her back.
They really, and they didn't even know her. And that's the thing about girls. That's the thing about women.
Yeah, women supporting women. You don't see that with men, unfortunately, but thank God this is a girl-focused show. We love women here. So thank you so much for setting that in. And I really hope someone else is a camper from that story. That,
I know. Can you imagine?
Wouldn't that be crazy?
That would be crazy. But who knows? They had other things in common.
Yeah, that's very specific. So I think that'd be fun to call out. But oh my God, great story.
Camp counselors will be right back after these short messages.
Attention campers, are we barking? Are we feeling freaky gal? Are we feeling communal? Well, I think you should come see me live. You should come see me live this upcoming week or next week whenever this ad runs, because guess what? On November 2nd, I'm in New York City. On November 4th, I'm in Salt Lake City. And on November 6th, I'm in Portland, Oregon. Yes, I am performing my show, The Big Back Behavior Tour, and you should come and laugh and drink and meet other campers. And don't worry, Jonathan's there and so is the merch, and we want you there. So if you're interested, the tickets are linked in the episode description or at ZachariahPorter.com. Campers, I want to see you. I want to meet you. I want to shake my yabos at you. Love you. See you there.
This episode is sponsored in part by Liquid IV. I don't know what it is about fall, but the second the temperature drops, my motivation, baby, she is plummeting right with it. The days are getting shorter, my energy, it's tanking, okay? And suddenly I'm ready for a nap by 2 p.m. literally every single day, babes. That's why I've been reaching for Liquid IV's new Energy Multiplier Sugar-Free Hydrating Energy. It has been a total game changer. It gives me that much needed boost without the sugar, without the crash, just steady energy that actually lasts. Zachariah and I, we've been traveling for the live shows. You already know this. And we actually have Liquid IV on our rider. I don't even think Liquid IV knows this, but in every green room that we go to, I am having a Liquid IV before I step out on that stage. Ditch the glitch with 0 sugar and 0 crash from Liquid IV. Tear, pour, live more. Go to liquidiv.com to get 20% off your first order with code CAMP at checkout. That's 20% off your first order with code CAMP at liquidiv.com. This episode is sponsored in part by Factor. Fall always feels like a reset. The air is crisp, the schedules, they're still hectic, and suddenly you realize it's dark before dinner. Life is busy, and finding the time to actually cook can be tough. That's why I love Factor. Their chef-prepared, dietitian-approved meals make it easy to stay on track and eat something that feels comforting and delicious. They've also added even more variety, including premium seafood choices like salmon and shrimp at no extra cost. Plus, new Mediterranean-inspired options that are protein-packed and GLP-1 friendly if you're watching your wellness goals. From more choices to better nutrition, it is no wonder that 97% of customers say Factor helps them live a healthier lifestyle. Eat smart at factormeals.com/camp50off and use code CAMP50off to get 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for a year. You heard me correctly. That's code CAMP50OFF at factormeals.com for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for 1 year. Get delicious, ready-to-eat meals delivered with Factor. Offer only valid for new Factor customers with code and qualifying auto-renewing subscription purchase.
And now, back to the show.
Scary stories around the campfire.
Welcome back to Scary Stories Around the Campfire. Things are getting a little spooky, but things are getting a little embarrassing. And this is the part of the show where we read those stories. So our camper writes in, "Hi, Camperellas."
Ooh.
Longtime listener, first time writing in, and a fellow New England girly. Before I begin my story, I just wanted to say thank you for this amazing podcast. I have horrible plane anxiety, and I downloaded a bunch of past episodes so that I could listen to your sweet voices while flying from Boston to Vegas last week for a trip. My crippling fear of flying was subdued as I giggled along to the episodes, so thank you very much.
Oh, you're welcome. Listen, I know what that's like. I have my select podcast that like when we're flying a lot or we're traveling a lot and I'm stress and anxiety. So like grateful that we could be that for someone.
For sure. And that's a long flight for sure. So it's God bless you for listening to us cackle for that long. You are a saint. Okay, so our camper continues. Okay, let's get into the story. I was in college from 2018 to 2022, and this takes place my senior year. I went to a school in Central PA, and I grew up in Central MA. Duality.
Not me being like, wait, what's MA?
Come on.
Yeah.
You live here now.
I get it.
Okay, so for my senior year, my parents finally allowed me to take my car to school. I was so excited to have my car for off-campus living and was able to find a parking garage spot for the fall and spring semesters. Side note, they had no business charging me what they did, but I was desperate. Raise your hand if you hate big parking garage.
I do.
Because we're not talking about the costs of big parking garage.
It's like some of them are just astronomical for what reason?
They don't even have windows. It's like open air.
The parking spot's going to be there anyway, babes. Like, what am I paying for?
No, it's absolutely insane. We're not talking about that enough. So our camper continues. Now let me paint the picture of said parking garage. It was very small and only had 2 floors. There were these massive floor-to-ceiling concrete dividers every 2 spaces that made it tight.
Oh.
Why? The amount of times I scuffed my front bumper on the divider is actually really concerning, but I drove an old 2003 Volvo so she could take it. She could. I had an old Volvo.
Oh, reliable.
My first car was a 2003 Volvo, and then I totaled it after 6 months. I can't tell that story. And then the second one I got was a 1997 Volvo.
Whoa, a step back in time.
It was. I actually prefer the older one. The
That's
Volvos are
incredible.
great.
I love a downgrade.
The scuffs added to the whimsy of my old lady car.
And that's how you need to frame it.
An old lady car too, the whimsy. Anyways, my assigned spot was at the far side of these dividers. So if I was parking nose in, the divider was on the driver's side, and the other spot was on the passenger side. The other car in the assigned spot next to me was a big 4Runner type of car. So now that the picture has been painted, let's set the scene. It was a crisp September Sunday afternoon. It was the day after a huge football game that I had unfortunately overindulged on libations at, so I was incredibly hungover and delirious.
You know what you gotta do, what you gotta. Let's go Bulldogs. That's team power, team spirit.
The Sunday scaries were at the highest level imaginable. I desperately needed groceries, so I decided to be brave and I persevered through the massive headache to head to Wegmans and back. I completed my trip and I was beginning to pull back into my parking spot in the garage. The 4Runner was parked in its spot next to me, so I was blind to my own spot. I turned my music down to help me concentrate on not scuffing my bumper for the millionth time, gripping my wheel, and pull it. Because the spot is so tight, I can never park in one swoop. I always need to make a few adjustments. This is like a nightmare.
It's a nightmare.
Every single time.
Yeah, that's a nightmare. But it's like, honestly, me too. No matter where I'm parking, I gotta do a little shuffle here, a little shuffle there. Okay?
I'm not even gonna tell them. I'm gonna bite my tongue. But wow. As I make the first pull in, I hear a little pop noise. Oh, okay. I mean, I drive an old car, so I'm kind of used to weird noises. So I temporarily ignore it and continue with my adjustments.
It's literally so me. If my car makes any noise that I'm just not used to, I'm just like, well, whatever that was.
No, like now put the music back on.
Yeah, no. We need to drown that out.
I park, take the keys out of the ignition, and catch a glimpse of the 4Runner to my right as I am grabbing my phone and wallet out of the center console. And what do I see? A mysterious yellow splatter on the driver's side. Okay, let's get it, Nancy Drew, because what the fuck is that? I get out to inspect, and that's when I see that someone had left a big container of queso on the ground from Qdoba.
Oh no.
With its contents splattered all up the car next to me and my own criminalizing cheesy tire tracks next to it. In other words, I had run over the cup of melted queso, which caused it to explode all over the side of this person's car.
Oh, no.
Please see the attached photo to see the colossal damage. I saw the photo. It's vulgar.
Okay.
It's vile.
We'll put it on the YouTube video.
None of my past life experiences has ever prepared me for the situation, so I panicked. I gathered up all the napkins I had in my car and tried to wipe it off. What was a girl to do? Okay. I don't know what I would have done.
I don't know what I would have done either, but I'm thinking in my head, okay, this isn't a normal parking spot. So this is someone who's going to be there for the rest of the year.
That's what I was saying. So you're kind of like stuck where you have to help because this is your assigned spot.
Okay, but then that also brings up the question, if not our camper's queso, whose queso?
It must have been their queso.
But how do you just like put it on the ground and like forget about it if it's a giant container that's full of cheese?
Well, after wiping away the dirty parking garage cheese the best I could without gagging, I completed the task by writing a note on my napkin, basically saying, "Hey, I think someone left cheese on the ground and I ran it over and it got all over your big stupid car. I tried my best to clean it. Please don't hate me." She didn't write stupid car, but I added that. I probably should have just left it because it's not my queso. And if it was my queso, I would have personally not left it on the ground. But the Catholic guilt in me made me clean it all up. Anyways, I walked back to my apartment and had a good giggle about it with my roommates. And the lore of the rogue queso cup still lives on our list of inside jokes today. Hope you get a good laugh out of this. I attached a picture of my initial discovery of the cheese splattered so you can feel like you were right there with me that day. Take this as a formal warning of the rogue parking garage Qdoba queso tip. XOXO, the camper in cabin 409 with cheesy fingers.
Oh my, no, because the tire tracks went Oh.
I do want to say that
Wait.
this is a very large SUV and the cheese cup splattered almost to the glass. Like this thing went all the way up the side
Wait, let
of
me
this
see how high it
giant.
goes.
It goes high.
Oh, it's like, it's on the handle too. She's reaching for, and it looks like puke. It really does.
Like 3.5 feet of cheese splatter. What a great cheese throw.
No, really. But that's the thing is like the tire tracks went right through it. So Camper, you did the right thing. And it's unfortunate that it had to go that way. But like, imagine if this person was vindictive and they came back and they were like, oh, it's on like Donkey Kong. And then for the rest of the year, you had to like dodge this parking prank war that you were having like it was Zoe 101.
There's guacamole on your car next.
And who can afford that?
I also want to highlight that the photo is a downloaded picture from Snapchat and the text on the screen says, I'm screaming.
And that is a tight spot. Jesus.
Yeah.
On both. I can't believe that they're literally
And she overpaid for it. And that's truly the scary story.
Yeah, it needs to be heated in there at least.
Camp counselors will be right back after these short messages.
This episode is sponsored in part by BetterHelp. The days are getting shorter around this time of year, and suddenly it's like dark by 4:30. Safe to say, this season can feel a little gloomy. And honestly, reaching out for therapy can feel a lot like that too. It takes a little bit of courage to start, but once you do, it's almost always followed by the thought, why didn't I do this sooner? BetterHelp makes that first step easier. They'll match you with a licensed therapist based on your needs and preferences. And if that's not the right fit, you can switch at any time. With over 30,000 therapists and 12 years of experience, they've helped more than 5 million people find support. So this month, don't wait to reach out. Whether you're checking in on a friend or reaching out to a therapist yourself, BetterHelp makes it easier to take that first step. Our listeners get 10% off their first month at betterhelp.com/camp. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/camp.
This ad is brought to you by Viiv Healthcare, the makers of Apretude, cabotegravir. You never skip your SPF, and you carry hand sanitizer like an accessory. But what are you doing for HIV prevention? One way to help protect yourself from HIV is Apretude, a prescription medicine used to reduce the risk of getting HIV in adults and adolescents weighing at least 77 pounds. You must be HIV negative to receive Apretude and get tested before each injection. If you think you were exposed to HIV or have flu-like symptoms, tell your doctor right away. More HIV testing may be needed. Apretude does not prevent other sexually transmitted infections. Practice safer sex to reduce your risk. Get Apretude as scheduled. Missing doses increases your HIV risk. Don't take Apretude if allergic to it or taking certain medicines that may interact. Tell your doctor about your medical conditions, liver problems, and mental health. Serious side effects include allergic reactions or rash, liver problems, and depression. If these occur, get medical help right away. The most common side effect is injection site reaction. Bring your A game and talk to your doctor. Learn more at apretude.com or call 1-888-240-0340. And now, back to the show.
I too have a scary story. Ooh. Okay, we've been getting a lot of real life camp related stories here, and this is one of them, okay? Hello, camp counselors.
Hi.
Back in 7th grade, we're talking 2001 here, people. Some of my classmates and I were chosen to attend a leadership camp located on a college campus in our proud state of Indiana. Now, let me emphasize that this was a leadership camp, supposedly made up of the best and the brightest of our grade from schools around the state.
I always wanted to do things like this. I was always like kind of thinking about it. That's so pick me.
No, it isn't. For nerds.
No, I always wanted to I've always felt like a leader.
You are a leader, babe. But let's keep it to Key Club. So the camp was to last 3 days where we would stay in a dorm with a random roomie from another school, attend seminars, lectures, and complete group exercises. I was an extremely introverted middle schooler, and was dreading rooming with a total stranger.
Wait, I must have missed this was in middle school.
Yeah, this was
That's
2001 and
gross.
7th grade. Yeah, it's a lot. But again, 2001.
Yeah,
what
but
are
you know,
gonna
if you want to be
do?
a leader, you got to start early. You got to add that to the college application. Do you want to get into a good school? Well, you better be a leader.
Retweet. Okay, so the first day I met the girl I would be roomies with for the next 3 days. Let's call her Ashley.
Ashley.
Spelled Ashleigh, because that's the kind of energy she was bringing.
I know an Ashley like that. I just saw her sister at the zoo. Swear to God.
Was she on the people side of the zoo?
I was at the boo at the zoo with Mia and her son Christian, and I ran into Ashley's sister, Alyssa.
How's she doing?
She's good. Ashley's good too. Actually, Alyssa works right near us.
Oh.
Yeah. I'll tell you more about that later.
All right. So here's Ashley. A very tall redhead. I found Ashley unpacking her things in our room. We introduced ourselves, said what schools we were from, and me, being introverted, started quietly unpacking my things. Well, Ashley went right in and she told me all about her crazy aunt, her cousin getting arrested, and the things she and her friends would do at the park in her hometown after school.
You know, you like want to keep a conversation going, so you just drop insane lore about yourself that's like inappropriate that you should have never shared.
It's just word vomit.
That's Ashley. She's like, so anyways, when I was in 5th grade, I accidentally hit a car and then I shit on the ground and like, it was pretty scary for us. And my parents are divorced, but my dad did cheated on our mom and it was kind of scary. But like, she's like, okay, I'm literally putting my shampoo in its caddy.
No,
like,
and I kind of get that because if it's really quiet, all you're going to hear are those little shampoo bottles hitting the caddy because there's no music. It is just dead quiet. So you might as well just keep chatting away.
So is Ashley a villain or does Ashley have anxiety?
Well, you'll have to tell me by the end of the story. So she went as far to tell me that her mom did not refill her Ritalin prescription before coming to camp. And I did not know how to respond. That's so me. I'm like, but also like people don't get my humor. So I'm like, oh, I just like gotta remember that normal people don't say the things that I say, but I'm not normal, girls, and I'm not for everyone. Okay, so I think I smiled through her antics, and eventually it was time for us to go our separate ways with our small groups. After dinner, I returned to my room to find Ashley already there. She was sitting on her bed, shaving her legs. She had shorts on, both legs fully covered in shaving cream. She said, "Hi, sorry, I was just so hairy there and there was no time to get in the shower." I proceeded.
This girl is like, now, Ashley, I was defending you and like, now you're being weird.
She did defend you, Kim.
I thought she was dry shaving. I was like, Ashley, relax. But is it weirder that she's like fully like doing it with shaving cream in the bed? Like,
no, it's
girls, I'm not a
spooky.
girl. I don't know. Is that weird? That sounds weird to me.
Well, you tell me, campers. I proceeded to sit on my side of the room and pretended to read while watching this girl shave her legs with no water, no bowl to rinse, no towel. She finished and she wiped her legs with a Kleenex before going to bed.
A Kleenex.
It's what you're going to do.
She just like was feeling it. She's like, I'm away from home. Like, let me be. She's like, I'm so grown.
My mom would never let me do this at home.
She found that razor in the parking lot.
The next morning, I wake up and Ashley is already awake.
Of course she is.
She's in her PJs, standing right by her bedstand, grabbing something out of her bag. It was a small bottle of mouthwash. Innocent enough, right? I thought so too, right up until the moment I watched her chug the mouthwash. She had gone halfway through before she offered me some. I politely declined. Ashley proceeded to drink the rest of it. Now, I want to pause here because, campers, if you don't know, this is a little trick that people do, especially on cruises. This isn't going to work on a flight, but on a cruise it will, where you take vodka. And I'm not saying Ashley did this, but I'm not saying she didn't. This is what I'm assuming she did. I think it was a little bit of alcohol.
I think she's just off and she just drank it because she's literally like shaving her legs in bed. Like, I think she probably drinks mouthwash too. Like, she doesn't have her Ritalin. She's going nuts.
Well,
she's just anxious. She's like, let me just drink this.
It's like, it's 9 a.m.
It's scope, babe.
I had already sensed her chaotic energy and now was wondering what in the world this girl was doing at a leadership camp and how did I end up becoming roommates with her. Needless to say, I got out of there as soon as possible. Forward to the next night. Before bed, she tells me she suffers from night terrors. Cool. Cool. I'm wondering if she's still drunk from her mouthwash breakfast. In the middle of the night, I hear a noise, but I'm too scared to turn
Not her
over.
setting the scene for her own antics. This is all a play.
Eventually, I hear our door open and I squeeze my eyes shut and I will myself to go back to sleep. The next morning, Ashley's not in her bed. I walk out to brush my teeth and she is asleep in the hallway. No pillow, no blanket, sprawled out on the concrete floor, snoring away. At least the girl's sleeping, you know, do what you do to get comfortable. I run to the bathroom and pray I can get dressed without her entering our room. That night, we're back in the room getting ready for bed, and she's raging that her mom didn't give her any money to use at the goodie table. You know, they're selling shirts, hats, keychains, just stuff to commemorate our time at this camp. I mentioned that my mom gave me $25 and I planned to pick out something the next day before we all left. When I get up the next morning, I tell Ashley I'm going to go to breakfast. Ashley decides to stay back. She might have chugged some more mouthwash for all I know, but I get back and she's not in her room. And I can tell my things have been moved. Not quite ransacked, but definitely shuffled. I start to pack my things because we would be leaving that afternoon. I grab my wallet. I went to secure my $25 to make my purchase down in the lobby at the goodie table, but I can't find it. Wouldn't you know it, 10 minutes later, Ashley comes into our room with a new t-shirt with our camp's name on it. She looks at me. I look at her, dumbfounded. This bitch stole my money. Again, I am not confrontational, and Ashley was off her Ritalin, drinking mouthwash and shaving her legs in bed. I was not about to go toe-to-toe with that. So I grabbed the last of my things. I don't even say goodbye to her. The whole bus ride home to our school, I'm wondering, how did I get this girl as a roommate? Did her school send her in hopes of changing her ways, or was she truly the best that school had to offer?
Drag her.
I talked to my friends about it, and of course, they loved their roommates, and they had the best 3 days. I, however, was traumatized. And my mom, who is not at all shy, was so pissed that Ashley had stolen my money, and even more pissed that I didn't confront her about it. Later, I went to college. I applied for a random roommate, and I was so scared history was going to repeat itself. I show up to campus, and guess who I see? Ashley.
You're being serious right now.
She says, ha ha ha, just kidding.
Ah.
My random roommate was from a town on the complete opposite side of Indiana, and we're still best friends 19 years later. The universe cut me a break with that one. Sincerely, seeking a bunkmate in cabin 9.
I know you looked her up on Facebook and you know what she's doing.
Yeah, what is Ashley up to now? Campers, tell us your freaky bunkmate stories. I had
Roommate stories.
my very first roommate in my entire life slept with a machete, and he showed me, and he too told me he was off his medication, and it really made me feel uneasy. I had a friend named Flora, and she let me sleep in her room for the first 3 weeks, and then that kid got kicked out of school. And that was my tale on that. So it's like scary to get matched up with a random roommate when you have never lived like away from home without your parents for the first time.
We should do a roommate episode.
Yeah. Send us your spooky, creepy, weird ass roommate stories. We want to hear it all. campcounselorspodcast.com or send us an email, campcounselorspod@gmail.com.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you for a brand new episode on Wednesday and then next week, and we will keep it flowing here forever and ever. We love you so much. And with that being said, lights out, campers.